Fit for Life family. Listen, we made it through the challenge, or rather, you guys made it through the challenge. And yay! So today, as promised, we're gonna go over her results. And this also gives you an opportunity to reflect on your own personal results as well. I also want to address some of the nutritional questions that you guys have and some of the fitness questions. So thank you so much for getting on social media. We have your questions and we'll make sure that we're going to answer a few of those. All right, Miss Oh So Fabulous, tell us about your journey, because this is where we started. It was really based on you coming to me and saying, these are some areas I want to work on. And then we opened it up to everyone else.
Yes. So as I told you guys in the beginning, I suffer with my own insecurities as well. As many people might look at me and think that you have the perfect body. You know, I had a couple things that I just wanted to work on. As we know, 2017, everybody's really big into butts, and I'm definitely a butt girl. My mind is just like, I want a bigger butt, I want a bigger butt, and I just knew if I just lifted and toned a little bit, I can achieve what I wanted my derriere to look like. Also as well, I knew I already had a flat stomach, but I also thought it could be toned as well. So I did come to Miss Jade with this idea, and I was like, you know, I thought about it just being my journey, but because I have this YouTube platform, I figured because you guys always ask me, why not bring you guys along? And I didn't honestly think it was going to be as hard as it was. I thought it was just going to be simple, and it wasn't simple at all. It was definitely challenging. I thought it was way more challenging than I thought it was going to be. The main thing that I thought was the most challenging part is keeping up with it. There's many days that I was just like, I don't want to do this today. I just don't want to do this. But it was like, because we had an end goal that we wanted to, you know, have results for, I had to keep up with it. And I feel like with anything in the fitness world, especially if you're trying to lose weight or get to a certain goal, the hardest part is sticking with it and keeping up with that routine. And that was definitely the hardest from me, especially like, you guys know we work all day and then it's like, oh, I've been on work all day, I want to go home and work out, I just want to just eat and go to bed. Like, that was one of the most challenging things, was keeping up with it, making sure that I stuck to my 4-day minimum. Also the eating, the eating was
The eating is difficult for a lot of people, right?
The eating was definitely difficult for me, because as soon as when we talked about it, I thought I was just gonna work out, and then when she started breaking down what you said, that I can't have the concentrated sugars, and I was like, wait, I didn't sign up for this. I just wanted to work out. I didn't. What do you mean I can't have this stuff? So I definitely thought that I was going to be able to just work out and eat whatever the heck I wanted, but I realized I couldn't. A lot of the stuff that I was eating was causing me to be more bloated. I wasn't seeing results, so I really had to cut down on a lot of stuff, and I started my meal prepping and, you know, just making sure that I ate healthier. Because what my issue was too, working in a salon, I would eat out 3 times a day. I get up in the morning, I go get my Dunkin' Donuts. As soon as I get to the shop, we're like, what are we ordering? And then by the time I leave here at 8 o'clock at night, I'm too tired to go home and cook something, so I'm ordering out again. So I started meal prepping during the week, making sure I had my grilled chicken and, you know, my sweet potatoes and all of that, making sure I kept up with my vegetables and all of that. So that has been really good, actually. I thought it was going to be harder than it's been, but to meal prep one day, have everything throughout the day, making sure I'm consistently eating and not having, because before I would have just one big meal a day, and now I'd make sure I get up in the morning, I do my makeup, I have my breakfast on the way out the door, I bring my lunch with me, and then I bring my lunch with me. And she also told me too, because she is a client of mine as well, I have to designate time to have my lunch. I wasn't doing that. I would have back-to-back clients, and then I'm eating later on throughout the day. I had to make sure that I designated eating time for myself for lunch so I could get the nutrition that I needed. So like I said, it was a little bit hard in the beginning, but it actually got easier. It definitely got easier. The workouts got easier. I realized, like, now I can do more reps. When you guys follow the workout challenges and stuff, she gives us certain reps that we're able to do. I realize now I have to do a higher rep in order to actually feel something, which I actually like now. So it was very hard. Like I said, it wasn't as, I didn't think it was going to be as hard as it was. I thought it was going to be like easy breezy. and it wasn't at all. But now I've gained this kind of comfort for fitness. Before I was just gonna do it and just stop, but now I signed up. I'm a member at a gym now, and I go to the gym. If you guys follow me on my Snapchat, you guys see me. I snap while I'm in the gym, and it's actually fun. I'm actually appreciating the fact that I gained a likeness for fitness, because before I'm like, you can't pay me to work.
So hopefully what you guys are getting from this is that ultimately is a healthy lifestyle change. So I like doing challenges short term, because for a lot of people that is really their aha moment, when they really awake to the point that they understand that it's a much bigger picture. So yes, fitness is important. However, that is just one of the many things that it takes in order to really fulfill your fitness goals. Now, don't get me wrong. There are a lot of crazy things out there that you can do, and online you see them all the time. However, your results are going to be short term. If you don't learn how to make this a healthy lifestyle, then the weight that you lose or the muscle gain that you have, you're going to lose it because you just kind of stop. And we want you guys to continue to go forward, not backwards. So hopefully in the future, we're just building upon this foundation, not starting all over again. And for those who are starting all over again, it's okay, it happens. But understand that there is a bigger picture, which brings me to focus on the 5. So focus on the 5 is a healthy lifestyle philosophy. It's based on 5 elements, and that's spirit, thought, fuel, fitness, and relaxation. So I've been fortunate to work with a plethora of clients, all ages, all incomes, it doesn't matter. I found that these 5 areas make the difference. Why people are either overweight or underweight. And I want you to be successful. And so sometimes, perhaps I catch you and buy a challenge because you're really motivated with the fitness aspect of things. And then perhaps there's something I say in regards to nutrition for those who are following me with the fit food posts that I have. However, no matter what kind of gets you at that moment, I really want you to understand that it's a holistic approach, and it's really about whole body wellness. And that is where you're at this point, that you understand that. Because initially, like you said, you wanted to do this challenge, you were thinking about the end results, and during the process you figured out, wait a minute, there are some other things that I need to address, which leads us to...
So to start off for nutritionist questions, one of the main things that she told me, as I mentioned to you guys, was the concentrated sugars, which breaks down to the carbohydrates. So can you explain to them basically what the good versus the bad carbohydrates, which you was explaining to me in the beginning, what I could and couldn't have?
Absolutely. So carbohydrates, first off, it's a good thing, okay? However, they break up into 2 different groups. Instead of saying good or bad, I just like to say simple and complex. And you want to eat mostly complex carbohydrates. Those are things that are a little richer and deeper in color. For example, a white potato versus a sweet potato, okay? So you want to gear towards things that are richer. Yes, when you digest them, ultimately they all are sugar in your body, but it's the way in which they process that's very different. Fats. You want a balance of that as well. So it's not necessarily that they're good or bad. However, you want to have a balance of both saturated and unsaturated fats that you intake every day. It's the same concept with carbohydrates, but you want to stay more on the complex carbohydrate side. So regardless, you need those things. It really comes back to the basic food groups, okay? So regardless of the style of eating, so for some people, they don't eat meat. For some people, they don't eat dairy. That is a personal choice. Just make sure that you live a lifestyle that will complement whatever style of eating that you choose to observe. For example, if you decide not to eat meat, then make sure that you can take a little extra time to find the proper alternatives to replace the protein in your diet. Or if you are a vegan and you choose not to intake byproducts of animals, which would include your milk and your cheeses, that you still take the time to find alternative forms of calcium, because you still need calcium every single day, okay? If not, what you'll find, if you just totally avoid those things out your diet, you'll get sick. And for a lot of people, they end up going to the doctor, they take a look at their blood work, and they find that there is something missing. So yes, you don't have to have a dairy product, but you still have to have another form of getting that vitamin D, that calcium. And so for a lot of people, they use those dark green leafy vegetables to do that. Same thing with dietary supplements. I always get the question for people, well, what should I be taking? You always want to try to get everything you need in regular foods, or what I call in whole foods. Not Whole Foods, the market, but just in regular food. However, for some people, it's still very difficult for them to get what they need. For example, for those who are anemic. Some people, no matter how much they try, they can't get enough iron from green leafy vegetables. And as a result, their doctor puts them on a particular pill that they have to take. So everybody is really different. For me, for example, I take vitamin D3. For me, I'm deficient in that, specifically during the wintertime. There's a big difference here when it comes to the sunlight. And actually, lots of people are deficient in D3. So during the wintertime, it's really important that I take D3, because alone I don't get the sunlight that I need. So those are things to think about.
And another thing that I was asking her as well, a lot of questions when I was in the gym, people would ask me as far as like the supplements, people would ask me, well, what are you taking for your energy supplement? She's not one of those people that is gung-ho about taking any supplements. She has her own natural energy. So I haven't been taking any of those like kind of crazy pills that give me energy before the gym. You got to take an hour. No, she's not into any of that.
It's not necessary.
It's not.
So let's just say that the only time you get to work out is in the morning and you're just a little tired. Have a cup of coffee, and you don't need the sugar in it, just the natural caffeine. So yes, you heard me say caffeine. So it's a balance of everything. It's really, caffeine's not the issue. Anything excessively is the issue. The issue with coffee is all the stuff we put in coffee. But if you have an imbalance, imbalance does not mean that you have 3 venti lattes a day. But the cup of coffee itself, the coffee, it's okay. Just a regular cup of coffee without all the sugar and all of that will give you that extra little energy that you might need. It's not necessary to purchase all of those energy products. If you read on the back and you see what's in it, and you see all these long words that you can't pronounce, those things are not good things that you really want to put in your body, and it just becomes a habit for you. Typically, if you find that you are constantly lacking energy, it goes back to eating habits, to where you are with your exercise routine. For a lot of people, once they get into a normal routine, they start to gain energy. That's one of the great benefits of exercising regularly, is that you gain that energy that you need. And again, everybody here and there just needs a little pick-me-up. Try a natural alternative. Try some green tea. Yes, green tea doesn't have as much caffeine as a cup of coffee, but it does have some caffeine in it. Again, these are more natural alternatives than to all these other big shakes that people buy. And basically, you're just making them a lot of money, those companies.
Are my results. As you guys can see, I'm super pleased. I hope you guys are pleased as well. And remember, this is not the end. This is only the beginning to our fitness journeys. So make sure you guys head over to Miss Jade's website, www.mzftvkit.com. If you are local in the Boston area, sign up for those boot camp classes. They'll be starting next Saturday. And make sure you stay tuned mid-June for insights on whole body wellness videos on Miss Jade's YouTube channel. Make sure you follow all of her social media and make sure you like those posts, people, just so we know that you guys are enjoying what we're bringing to you guys. So till next time, you guys, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.